We've all paid more attention to soap this year. It's like there's been a big event or something going on. And as a maker, that's actually another cool material that we can make some really cool stuff with. Whether it's for a gift, whether it's to sell, or just to wow your guests, soap's a really easy project to do. I mean, easy. Like we're talking, you'll be in and out of this whole project in 2 hours type of easy. But the shapes you normally see out there are, I don't know, they're pretty limited, right? It's a lot of bars of soap and, well, it's just bars of soap. So let's take it to the next level and choose Amazing Mold Maker from Alumilite to make some really cool shapes. I got a couple in mind, so let's jump in. If it's your first time here, you should definitely subscribe and check out some of the other videos and other content that we have. And if you find this video helpful or just entertaining goofing around with me, hit that thumb for me. For our first soap, I wanted something that would be a clear reminder that germs are everywhere. So what better way to do that than to actually make soap that looks like a little germ on your sink? To get a basic spiky germ shape, I use Fusion 360 to sculpt two identical halves that we can 3D print. If you aren't familiar with CAD modeling, honestly, don't worry about it. Just grab some epoxy putty or sulfur-free clay and shape your piece from scratch. I just enjoy 3D modeling, so I went for it. After a quick 2-hour print and post-curing, it was time to get these parts ready for molding. A quick note on 3D printers. If you're using a filament-based 3D printer, that's the one with a spool on the side that's shooting plastic down from a nozzle. If you're using one of those, you're completely in the clear. We tested Amazing Mold Maker against all of those materials, and it was no problem whatsoever. But for resin-based 3D printers, like the one I have back there, those contain sulfur in that material, and sulfur inhibits platinum cure silicones. Don't worry though, we've got a really simple solution for it. All we're gonna do is use Amazing Quick Coat to do a top coat on top of our finished 3D print. That'll seal it up and we'll have no cure inhibition issues. After our epoxy is cured, I'm gonna put the two halves together just with some hot glue and then actually use a belt sander to flatten the bottom of it. That'll make sure it doesn't slip and slide around on our kitchen sink or our bathroom sink. Alright, our germ is done and ready for molding. But for our second piece, I wanted something that feels fresh, and maybe something that's an even simpler process. And when I think of fresh, I think of fruit. So I'm gonna make a soap that actually looks like an orange. I mean, exactly like an orange, with all the little details, the little picadillos and bumps and ripples, all of it. It's gonna be really cool, trust me. Your local craft store probably has fake fruit. Mine did at least. And they're normally just kind of a foamy ball of some kind with a solid core to give it some weight. So all you want to do is take that home and cut it in half with whatever tool you feel comfortable using. Get rid of that weighted core, and I'm only using half of this so that it stays flat on our counter. With that, honestly, the orange is ready to go too. That's what I mean, super simple. Alright, now it's time for the good part, right? Making these actual molds. And like I said before, I'm using Alumilite's Amazing Mold Maker. I cannot tell you how in love with this stuff I truly am. I mean, this is my new number one. This stuff cures literally in 30 minutes. 30 minutes! Seriously, folks, 30 minutes. Normally it's like 24 hours and you gotta come back and then you gotta go to dinner and you gotta pick up the kids, or you gotta do this and then you gotta demold it. No, I'm talking 30 minutes. I'll put a link to Amazing Mold Maker down in the description so you can get your hands on this. And trust me, you're gonna wanna get your hands on this stuff. Now to make our molds, we'll need some mold boxes. I'm gonna keep this super easy and use a cup that fits our germ perfectly, and then actually create a foam core and hot glue mold for our orange. If you want to learn a few other ways to make simple mold boxes with stuff you have laying around the house, check out this video up here, and I'll show you a few more ways that I've got up my sleeve. With our mold boxes done, it's time to mix up some silicone. Amazing Mold Maker is measured 1:1 by volume, not 1:1 by weight. Most silicones are 1:1 or 10:1 by weight, and it's kind of a pain. We wanted to make it easy on you with 1:1 by volume, just like you're used to with resins and other materials. Plus, we actually colored both sides, so you can see the white and the red, and when you mix them together, you can tell if they're actually mixed or not. This makes the process so much easier, I cannot explain. I feel like a massive evangelist, Matt, for this whole thing, you know what I mean? This is a lot of silicone. I love this silicone, it's good silicone. Keep in mind though, with a demold time of 30 minutes, it does mean that we have a shorter working time, just 6 to 8 minutes here. So we're gonna have to work a little bit quickly, but trust me, you're gonna be fine. Just make sure you're completely ready to go before you start mixing. You don't wanna try to figure out the last minute details of your mold box while you have a batch just waiting to go. Once we're all mixed up, we'll pour in one spot away from the part itself and let the silicone find its way from there. Once you've got the part covered, we'll grab a snack, watch a quick show, and 30 minutes later, we're ready to demold. With our molds done, it's time to melt some soap. Let's be real, this is the part you're most excited about. Now, I must admit up front, I am not a master soap maker in the slightest. I've done this a few times, learned some things from it, and I'm trying to share that information with you. If you are a master soap maker and you're yelling at your screen later in this video, let me know in the comments below what I'm doing wrong or what tips and tricks you have for other people who are just getting started. I start by setting up a pot to double boil our soap base in. I'm using a shea butter base for the orange and a clear base for the germ. Chop up some smaller cubes, set them into your bowl, and put that bowl on top or in your pot with the hot water. Turn the burner on high or medium high, depends on, your burner. You should hopefully know your burner. Know your burner, put it at a temperature that makes sense for you. The hot water will actually melt down our soap. So while it's just starting to melt down, I'm gonna go ahead and add some coloring to our soap so that they look the part. I'm gonna go with green for the germ so that it looks kind of slimy, let's say, and that'll look really cool with the clear. And then for the orange, I'm gonna do orange. Come on. Once the soap gets up to 185 degrees, I'll add our fragrances. I normally add about 50 drops or so. In my tests, I went all the way up to 100 and down all the way to 5. And it seems like 50 for me was the sweet spot for these particular fragrances. Now for the green germ, I'm going with like a fresh, clean smell. I like that. It's kind of opposite of what you're seeing on the sink next to you. And for the orange, I can't believe I gotta walk you to the door on this one. We're doing orange. Once we've got our fragrances in there, I'll turn off our burners, let the soap cool down to about 135, 140 degrees, and then I'll pour it into our molds. If there's any air on the surface, I just grab a torch the top, and it gets rid of the bubbles really easily. Now we wait. For me, it's usually about 2 hours. I want to give the soap plenty of time to go from 135 to 40 degrees down to the 72 degrees of room temperature. 2 hours plus or minus. Maybe use the fridge or outside if it's something that you feel comfortable doing, and it'll make things a lot colder, a lot faster. But let's be real. You gotta see how these look, right? So after 2 hours, it's time to demold. There you go, amazing soap in unique shapes that nobody's gonna be able to do. Seriously, you're gonna show up like a magician with these soaps. If somebody gives you this as a gift, you'd be shocked that they made it, right? It's easy, you can totally do this. Just grab some amazing mold maker, my new favorite silicone by the way, down in the description below, and try this out yourself. It's gonna be easy, I promise you can totally do it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, or just have questions in general, subscribe to this channel. We're always trying to help and do whatever we can to support you. Until next time.